Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to another TV Talk. Today I'm talking about the HBO Max Preview. Today WarnerMedia finally released the name and a small preview of their upcoming streaming service, their digital streaming service, their Netflix rival, or hope to be a Netflix rival that'll be coming up. The future home of things like Friends and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and other series, and that is going to be HBO Max. Yes, they've gone with another HBO name, which I think is smart. That's probably one of their most prestige and well-known brands amongst their Warner properties, and it's got a little bit more of a distinction than DC, because DC is very niche, you know what I mean? It's got a little bit more broad appeal than DC. So I'm just going to be talking a little bit about the preview, some of the things they included, and my general thoughts. So yeah, some of the properties I already mentioned, they're going to be, it's the big thing they kind of announced was that this will be the future home of Friends, which I thought was really smart. There's been a lot of news lately about the fact that Friends is going to be leaving Netflix next year, and so the fact that they leaned heavily into the fact that they're like, this will be the future home of Friends, the fact that, you know, so many people, I think it's like 30% or something like that of Netflix's like total watch time every year is like Friends in the Office or something like that. I meant to look up that actual stat, but it does make up a huge chunk of their watch time because people just like putting it on and rewatching it. I don't know why you do that on Netflix and not just buy the DVDs. I have all the DVDs. I had them since I was like 15, whatever. I love Friends. But that being said, it's interesting. I think it was smart and an interesting choice for Warner when they're announcing their HBO Max, the fact that they're really leaning into like this is going to be the future home of Friends, and where you can also get all your HBO content, all your Warner TV content that includes so many different series or properties that I didn't even know. So we've got things like Adult Swim and Cartoon Network, all the DC properties. Obviously I knew that, but that's great that they'll be folding in some of that into it. But it's hard to say whether it's all the DC Universe stuff, or it's just some of the DC stuff we've gotten so far. The ones they particularly announced was that like Batwoman and some of the CW series will be on it. So I'll be curious to see if they get all the DC shows or just the ones that are specifically from the CW network, because that was one of the networks that's going to have all the other CW shows as well. CNN, I think, was one of the other ones I saw, and Turner Classic Movies was another one. So they got a wide range of different properties and channels and studios that they're going to be bringing to this property. So it's going to have a lot of content. The fact that it already has Friends and The Fresh Prince is a pretty big appeal, I think, to a lot of people. I love those two series. Again, I have them already on DVD, so that's not going to be why I subscribe to this one. I'm still iffy whether I actually will be subscribing to this one because I get a lot of this content already. I have most of the Warner Brothers stuff on DVD already, but it is an interesting, I like that it's another option that is similar to Disney Plus. It is a place where I can get all of something, like all of Warner Brothers or Warner Media. I'm going to screw that one up a lot. I prefer Warner Brothers as a name, but whatever. But all the Warner Brothers, Warner Media content there, including HBO and all the other ones I've mentioned so far. So I don't know if I'll be subscribing in particular myself. Depends on if we even get it here in Canada. I have a small suspicion that, like DC Universe, this will be an American rollout first, and maybe we'll get it in the rest of the world, but it's hard. It's really tough to say. It's a tough one. I'm curious to see what they'll do with that. From what I read so far, they kind of left that part out, whether this is like an international rollout or if this is just going to be in the States or not. That I didn't pick up from what I read, at least. If you guys know, be sure to let me know in the comments below. But yeah, this does look like an interesting one. I'm still not 100% sure if I'll be subscribing to it or not. But like I said, I like that we're getting these different options. Some people are a little upset that they're dividing all these different things up. And yes, it's a little annoying that we can't get everything just on Netflix anymore. I did kind of prefer when it was all on Netflix, but I do like that we have the option that like I don't have to go searching for every DVD or every kind of property on the different services. We're gonna have a little more of an idea now of where particular properties are. So it's like now I don't have to think like, oh, are the Marvel properties on Netflix, or are the all the DC properties on Netflix? Once this streaming service is out, we know where to find everything. And yes, it kind of sucks that we don't have it all at once, like I said, but it's also nice that we kind of get a little more a la carte. We get to pick and choose which ones we actually want to subscribe to. I have already talked about this in another one. Amazon Prime has finally added channels here in Canada, and that's the option to pretty much add different TV channels that have online streaming, like online services already to your Amazon Prime subscription for an additional piece a month, and I like that. I like that it's optional. I like that, unlike cable, like a lot of people are saying this is getting back to similar to cable, but the difference being that the base cost is a lot cheaper. And the fact is, like cable, you're stuck to a schedule. Yes, there's DVR and other things, but a lot of it is kind of stuck to a certain schedule when it comes to cable television, as opposed to online streaming, where you can watch whatever you want whenever you want. So that's where I lean more towards it, and that's where I think a lot of people are leaning more towards it. But it'll be interesting to see how wide this one actually goes. I'm curious to see what everyone else's reactions are, so be sure to let me know in the comments below what you think about HBO Max. Are you going to be subscribing? Are you going to be holding off? Are you not sure? Are you going to be just sticking with Netflix for now? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.